It's going.
Hi.
Hi there, friends.
Hello, hello, hello.
Hi. So I was saying earlier that this is, I think, the first Facebook Live that I've had with so many people at one time. But it all worked. It all worked. So I'm so glad all of you are here and everybody watching this afternoon. I wanted to take some time to introduce you to 6 remarkable ladies that have been so supportive of this project from the inception. When I just said at first, from the time I said, I think I'm going to turn these interviews into a documentary, to part of it where I reached out and said, oh, I need someone to help me make a movie poster. Can you help me find people? To I need photos. Can you send me photos? And then last but not least, just to help me financially move to the next step. And so, I mean, authentic conversations, deep talk with the masters. It's a little bit different, the journey that I had with My Life with Rosie. And normally at the end of the journey of any documentary, you want to get it on PBS. We were very blessed with authentic conversations. Somehow, some way, worked it out, and it started on PBS. So now we want to take it out to more people. And so these ladies from the very beginning stepped on board and supported this campaign. So I want to introduce you, and I'm deeply humbled and proud to introduce you to 6 wonderful women. Ellen, Denise, Jody, Angela 1, Angela 2. The lady decide which one wants to be Angela 1, Angela 2, and Michelle. Ladies. Just thank you so much for being here and spending a little bit of your Saturday with me. I know you all have meetings. You're all these wonderful career women, moms, and doing everything. But you're spending 15 or 20 minutes with me today just to share with the audience what brought you in on this project, a little bit how we're connected, and most importantly, there's more to each and every one of you that you are doing. And I want you to share it. I know what I want you to say. So if you don't touch upon it, I will sort of just help you out there. But I want people to get to know you. But also, too, we've been communicating through Facebook Messenger. So now all of you get to see each other.
We've advanced.
Wow.
All of us in one place.
I know, it's so wonderful. And I just thought, if it's okay, I'd love to start with Michelle, because Michelle needs to jump on another call when we're done. But I would love for you to start at Michelle and just turn it over to someone next, and so we can just chat.
Okay, so I'll say the why first. Angela, we were not in the same book group. I mean, we were with Kate, but different books. And so what happens is we have an impact group, and we started seeing more and more of Angela at different meetings when it was all of the authors together. And I have to tell you, I was like, I need to understand. I need to meet this person. It just was so impressed with everything I saw. So this is before you didn't even know me. I was just a small peg out there. Well, I'm still a small peg, but anyway, so I admired you and looked you up, and I kept going, oh my, it was one of those OMGs every time I saw, I learned something about you. So you were just always poised. And look at that smile. I mean, it's just a very positive influence in my book journey, because that was my first time. Well, I've been writing another book, which is it's almost done. I'm not going to tell anybody the launch day anymore. I just say I'm just going to, because I'm stressing over it, but I'll just finish. But anyway, so you really impacted me as a writer, and it was one of those things where I just want to sort of model you. And so when this opportunity came up, that was the easiest decision I've ever had to make. And couple it with, I've been with Jack Canfield and Patty in those programs for years and years and years. And then of course met Kate, Denise right up here. We all keep saying Denise is our by her to Kate's books. So that was an easy decision. Wanted to see the success of that book. Congrats.
So Angela, you're Angela 1 or 2, but this is Angela Germano. For some reason, you ended up on the side. You were fine before.
I know.
How do we turn you?
How do we turn?
There
Yay.
Don't you love lives? Oh, I'm so happy you are on this journey too. It's just amazing. From the very first time that I reached out and then just met you, and the support when we had to do that, we did an impromptu online screening, and just to hear your thoughts and what you thought about the documentary, and then that you wanted to even be on board. I am so honored because you're doing so many things. So you are about to leave us for something you're about to do. I want you to talk about that, but you also have a nonprofit as well, correct?
Is this to me?
Yes.
Sorry. Looking at
We're
Angela.
getting you first, girlfriend, because we know you have another one.
I don't have a nonprofit. I support a lot of nonprofits. I support children in Africa. I have several. I've taken them from elementary school up through some are in grad school now in Malawi, and I have one in Uganda. And I've supported a lot of those types of things. And I'm very active in one of our women's homeless shelters, and on a capital campaign. And I practically, you'd think that I was like on their board or something. I'm not. I just do a lot. And there's a lot of those kinds of things. So I support other people's things that are my passions. And the other thing that I'm doing is I'm a balance expert. And well, of course, thanks to Kate Butler and Denise. Denise, you're always going to be tagged in everything. So, a best-selling author and a reformed lawyer, now mediator. And what I've been passionate about is helping overscheduled, overcommitted, and overwhelmed professionals break free from addiction to busy and to try and find balance in their lives. And we are living in a stress-epidemic, and it's been a stress-epidemic for quite a long time. And so I think it's time to change that chaos into calmness and bring that back to our personal and our professional lives. And so that's what I'm trying to do. And I have my upcoming book called How to Break Free from Addiction to Busy. And in there, I'm offering practical information and guidance on how to find the triggers that cause us to get out of balance, as well as to put an end to the self-sabotaging thoughts and behaviors, as well as to establish new good habits that will help you become balanced and establish, routines that will change that. And so that's my mission, and that's what I'm on, and that's my journey. And as well as we're in another book with Kate Butler as well. So I think most of us on here, I think, are doing that. But anyway, I think we're never leaving Kate.
No. And what I love is that how all of our projects, and just to let you know, Angela Germano is on the East Coast right now. So there's winds and storms and things like that. So as soon as we get her face back on, we'll make sure to add her back to the stream. But Michelle, it's so wonderful with what you said, because all of us are shaking our heads because we do something a little bit different, but at some point we all end up doing the same thing and want the same goal. So thank you so much for sharing that. I'm going, you know what I'm going to do while we wait for Angela Germano to come back. Oh, look, it looks like no, we completely lost her, but she'll be back. We'll find her. I want to, because Michelle talked about connections and things like that. And so I would love to, if it's okay with you ladies, to turn it over to Angela Cockrell right now, because she was the narrator in My Life with Rosie. So if her voice sounds familiar, that's why. Talk about the sister connection. So I would love for her to start and talk about that. And then maybe we'll find out what happened to the other Angela.
Channeling Angela's.
Yes.
Oh, goodness. Hey, we're Virginia Rose.
Yes.
That's so cool.
Yeah. Yes, I know. Yeah. I'm chiming in.
She's
cool. So glad she's chiming in. So, Ange, so what motivated you to be on this project? And tell them what you're doing now.
As soon as you meet Angela. So we go back some years. Are we going to say how many? think I've lost count.
Well, the whole a little over, like almost 25.
Okay, she said it.
Yeah, we haven't aged a day.
7 years a day. We were both fresh face out of college. We were at our first sort of real job out of school, right? We were. It was a news channel. If any of you are from the Orange County area, you might remember it. It's called Orange County News Channel, and it was. We would describe it as the CNN of like a baby CNN, right? Sports, weather, news, and we're in our 20s. We were going to change the world doing these little projects. Angela was a producer. I worked in the commercial advertising department. And from the moment we met, it was just like my sister, she didn't have any biological sisters. I did, but I added another one. So it's just, when she asked, how did the sister connection happen? It's you meet her. And that's that. What else is there? So, of course, naturally, through the years, we've supported each other in whatever, wherever, right? It's just kind of like, the people that you can call on, and it's a yes, no excuses, just tell me what time, tell me where, tell me what I need to do. And that's kind of what our thing evolved into. And she shared with me that she was putting together this lovely documentary. I remember there was some trips to Detroit, and I was like, wonder what she's putting together up there, and it all just kind of came together. Even when I did the voiceover, it wasn't completed yet. She was like, she gave me some scripts and she gave me the concept, and of course, yes, let's do this. And I was blown away when I actually saw it all put together for the first time. So it was thrilling being on that journey with her, reaping award after award. I was like, are we in another one? Oh my God, this is great. Just so proud of her. So when this came about, I'm like, well, I don't know how I can support, but I'm going to support it any which way I can. Throwing a little money there, that's what I'm going to do. And so, just sharing this new project, supporting any way I can. I will support any project attached. And meeting Angela, now I'm meeting you ladies, and I'm learning about the projects you all are attached to. So I'm going to be like kind of following you all along. So yes, and yes. And I'm excited about it. As far as me, my day job, I manage a commercial advertising department for a sports network. It's called, she's back. The other Angela's back. Yay! And I still do voiceover. I actually just finished one for a small independent film. It was entered into the Newport Beach Film Festival in October, and it was called Him and Her. So very small. It was kind of neat. There was a small release in Encino for about a week. So I'm still asked to do it, and I love to do it. But when Angela asks, everyone is to the side. I'm doing whatever she needs me to do first.
And I wanted to mention you too, because all of these women, and we'll go to Jody next, but all of these women have released books, are releasing books, and they need that velvet voice.
Well, if you need an audio book, you need something, you need to give it a little something extra. Holler at me.
I love it.
Jody, I'll let you take it, and then you can call the next person.
All right. Hello, everyone. My name is Jody Bottick. I am originally from Long Beach, California. My dad was in the Navy, and then after he got out, came here, and I'm in Chicago. My connection is, it's so crazy how the layers would happen. One day I was just in a bad place in my head, and I was moving one of my studios, and I was like, just God, tell me what I need to do. And I opened up the book, The Secret, and it was Jack Canfield, Chicken Soup for the Soul. Now here we flash forward all these years and look at the connection with all of us. So I met Kate at Elisa Nichols, Kate Butler, who is in the film, at Elisa Nichols' event, and everyone kept thinking that I was her. Well, I will take that any day. So finally, when I just started taking their cards and giving them to Kate, and we became friends. And she is just such an amazing I'm a really big on who you surround yourself with, right? And who your tribe is. And I feel like you can just like the phone to anybody in this group. How can I support you? What do you want me to do? And it's beautiful, absolutely beautiful. So I appreciate each and every one of you and the energy that all of you bring. And it's so, so beautiful. I just released this book here last week. It's called Essence of Life. So I own two integrative wellness. Thanks. We hit number one in one category in bestseller, and I think 3 other categories. I know, right? And then
Can you hold it up again? I just want to take a little. Thank you.
Yeah, and she has ebooks, and she has ebooks of that too.
Yes, thank you.
Yes.
Okay.
And then I think we got bestseller in like 3 other categories, but it's just about making it simple, right? We get in our heads so much. So this is almost a revised version of the same book I did in 2014 or 2015, just an older version. And it's just really, the stories are beautiful and we just have to do the work, right? Daily. And it's so easy for us to get in our own way. But if we just have like 3 simple steps, we can make it happen. So I appreciate you guys so, so much. And anything that I can do to support you guys, just let me know. I do have an open Zoom call twice a month if anybody wants to jump on that, and it's free coaching. So anybody, just jodybottick.com, just go into the calendar and do that. And there's all kinds of really cool, fun stuff coming out, book clubs and retreats and all that. And if you're in Chicago, I have a wellness center on Grand and Des Plaines here in Chicago, and another wellness center about an hour and 15 minutes south of here. It's a front. I'm not going to lie to you. It's a front, like it's just like fishing, right? I present to you that, we're going to do yoga and Pilates and breath work and meditation and Reiki and all the fun stuff, right? And then when you're in there and you're surrounded with energy like you guys, right? And we're just like, okay, well, what can I do to level up my life? And wait a minute, that relationship isn't that healthy. So let me change my relationship with my food or my finances or my spirituality. And it's just a really great way to get people in the door, and then they start changing their life. So, yay.
Okay, so Jody, you get to choose. You have 3 lovely ladies to choose from. And then
All right, I'm just going right to my slide.
Love you all. Thank you. Bye.
Yeah. Denise, you are right next to me, so I'm just going to choose you.
Okay. Well, I think everybody can see it. Our listeners can see that empowered women empower other women. And that is what I absolutely am loving about this journey. Angela, I don't know whether I should start with how I met you, or I'll start with you and then go back to how I connected with Jack and Patty and Kate. I'm from Mount Pleasant, Iowa, on a 4th generation farm. And I taught at Iowa Wesleyan University. Well, Angela just so happened to be coming to our university to receive the Belle Babb Mansfield Award. Belle Babb Mansfield was the first woman who took the bar in the United States. She took it here in Mount Pleasant. And Angela was receiving that award, and she was there for like 3 or 4 days. Well, I went to everything she did, all the student-led, because I taught there at that university for 10 years, as well as teaching elementary for 26. And so she was there, and I went up to her because just that, right before that, I had launched Women Who Impact and became a best-selling author. And Angela inspired me to go up to talk to her because she said, listen to what she said. She said, well, if there's an opportunity, you got to go for it, because the worst you can hear is no. And I thought, okay, Jack always told me, ask, ask, ask. So I walked up to Angela with a signed book and introduced myself and gave it to her. And then the next day I gave her a thank you card and said, Angela, if you're interested, I can see you in my publisher's next book, because she's illuminating the world with the next generation to know about Rosa Parks. And Angela got a hold of her. So that's how I connected her with Kate. And so then Angela and I have just stayed in contact because she came from the Iowa Women's Foundation. She went on to do the book, the forward in the book, Women Who Dream. I'm just so proud of everything that she's done, because she's just a bright light illuminating everywhere. Well, how I met Kate and Jack and Patty, 2014, my mother passed away suddenly, taking care of a very troubled nephew who took his life 10 days later. And I entered the dark night of my soul. So I knew by August, I said to my husband, I'd seen Jack come up, and I said, I need to go get my spirit back. This is not my positive self. I'm going down there for 5 days to Scottsdale, Arizona. And I met Jack and Patty, found out E+R=O. The events that had happened to me in January do not have to define me. I do not have to respond to them. I can have the outcome I want. And guess who I met down there? Kate Butler. And she planted a seed. She planted a seed. I didn't go right away because, you know, I'm kind of, I have to think about things. So those seeds, I had to water, fertilize. I even had to pull some weeds out here and there. But I eventually took her up on that book. And Jack and Patty have been instrumental. I'm a Canfield trainer, instrumental in my journey, because I wanted, when I left teaching, I wanted to help be the change I wanted to see in education. I wanted educators to have self-care, personal development, and reignite their zest for teaching by supporting authors. I bring authors on my private Facebook page, The Educator's Edge, weekly. And it's been a journey. I'm ready to do my children's book. Never mind the monkey mind. I'm going to show you the cover because you'll be surprised. Where Jack Canfield has endorsed, with Angela has endorsed too, and 5 other wonderful people. In the next book with Kate, I became a licensed women's leader. I want to help women do their writing, but then I want to help them be able to speak. But guess what? My personal voice was silenced, never my professional. And I know how long that took me to get out of that. So I want to make sure that I can help other women with that. So that's some of the things I'm working on.
Nice.
I love that.
Nice.
Okay, Denise. So we have Angela Germano and we have Ellen. So who wants to go next?
Angela.
Well, you know what? We can't hear her.
We can't.
No. Can you hear her?
Is she say something? No.
Oh, Angela. Oh, I'm so sorry. Are you on mute?
Oh no.
Uh-oh.
She'll come back.
Oh, we lost her again.
Ellen, you're next.
Well, there you go.
Right?
Poor Angela. She's trying. The weather's not letting her get on. So she'll be back.
She'll be back. Poor thing.
So Ellen, you get to start.
Oh.
All right, I will start. I started reading The Success Principles back in 2019, and which is really very interesting to me. And I forgot that I had it. I had a few other things that were going on in my life, and I sort of forgot that I had the book. And then another friend of mine was telling me about her journey with Kate Butler, and I said to her, well, I've got a story to tell. And so I reached out to Kate Butler, and then was able to write a chapter in the book, Women Who Empower. And that story is about my journey as a pediatric cancer mother. I have an 18-year-old who was diagnosed with pediatric cancer at the age of 11. He's now, thank God, doing really, really well. That journey put me in a passion mode of helping other pediatric oncology families. And the big passion in there was around trying to make integrative medicine accessible to families who couldn't afford it. And so my family started a fund at my son's treating hospital, which is Beaumont Hospital in Royal Oak, Michigan, so that families that can't afford to have access to integrated medicine, there's a naturopathic oncologist there. There's a price that, to see that naturopathic oncologist, it isn't typically covered by insurance. So we started a fund to try to help as many families as possible that wanted it have access to integrative medicine. The other thing that came out of that journey was that my son's oncologist, Dr. Kate Gowans, and I became friends, and she ended up being inspired that she went and got a fellowship in integrative medicine. So just to sort of tell you like a little funny story is that, my son was in the ICU for the first week getting diagnosed with his cancer. Then we had 2 weeks on the pediatric oncology floor, regular peds floor. And then the nurse practitioner said, okay, now it's time to go visit the outpatient clinic because this is where you're going to go in between. I went on this journey with her. And one of the first things that she did was she showed me this big bowl of candy that was offered to the children when they would get a blood test, for example, or they would come in for some kind of a treatment. And that was like one of their rewards. And I said, that can't happen. I said, don't you know sugar feeds cancer cells? And right away at that point, I made it on my mission to try to help them do things differently in this outpatient clinic. So they moved into new space. The candy bowl went away. There are now salt lamps available in every private infusion room in the outpatient clinic. There are essential oil diffusers for the families to use at their reason. And there's much more healthy snacks and food choices available. And it was interesting to watch how the families started asking, well, where can we get this? They'd never been exposed to it, never seen it before. So it's about, putting choices right in front of people so that they feel like they can do something different that way. And so the fund that we set up there now helps to support those healthy snacks continuing.
Yeah.
Fast forward, I lost my husband almost 6 years ago to a brain tumor. And I talk a little bit about that, women who empower, and this idea of, just finding our voice and figuring out how to make normal. And so through my journey in writing the book, another thing happened, which I didn't expect. When Women Who Empower launched, I had recently been diagnosed with breast cancer. And so I am now currently breast cancer free, survived a double mastectomy. And I will be writing about that in Women Who Dream, which is an upcoming book in the Impact book series with Kate Butler. And then through Kate Butler, of course, I met Angela, Dr. Angela, and it was something powerful and inspiring about her. And I had to connect with her. It's like this, her personality just sort of pulls you in. And I wanted to be with her, and I wanted to be friends with her. I don't know. I just wanted to be in the world. And then I started, as I'm trying to figure out what is life like after cancer, right? I started doing a Hearts Challenge with Jack Canfield. It was like a 5-day thing, didn't cost me anything. Well, I got sucked in. I got totally sucked in. And then it was like my light that says, oh my gosh, I think I have that book, The Success Principles. So I ran around my house, I found the book, and before I knew it, I was doing Breakthrough to Success. Loved it. Great weekend. I think there's another one coming up in April. So if anybody hasn't done it yet, phenomenal. I would highly recommend it. And of course, I got so sucked in. I'm now doing Train the Trainer online and Momentum Mastermind. And then I heard about this documentary coming out that featured, Kate Butler,
Wow,
Patty Aubery, Jack Canfield, and of course, Dr. Angela. How could I not help Dr. Angela? How could I not support these people who have really become, in this new life that I'm creating, mentors, and really helping to empower me so that I can empower others. And one of the things that I've been empowered to do is to start a Facebook group called the Grief Group, where I really want to empower other people on their lifelong journey with grief. We don't talk enough about grief and the fact that it is a lifelong journey, and that there are things that we can do. Some of these success principles from Jack, right, can certainly help people on the grief journey. And I intend to take it all the way, make it big, help as many people as I can, and empower. And thank you, Angela, for making it possible. And I love all of you ladies. I'm just so excited and honored and humbled to be here with all of you. Like, wow, I feel like we are in like this major we're in a power zone, not empowerment. We're in a power zone right now. And I'm just loving it.
Well, and I think a great way to finish up our talk as talking about Power Zone is Angela, who is my co-author from Women Who Illuminate, who also did, I don't know if she did, what was the next one after that? Was that Women Who Rise?
Rise.
Yes. And so, Angela, close us out and tell us.
Well,
how
all bets
you
in.
started
Will I
this
be
journey.
able to make it through with you guys hearing me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Yay! It is. I am completely grateful to be a part of this project. There's so many reasons why. Definitely empowering because it's fulfilling a lifelong dream to be part of such a project that's all about the ripple effect. You know, listening to the messages that Jack and Patty and Kate share in the film, it just reinforces everything that inside voice says. And you're like, really, me? I can do that? And it's like, yes, you can. So being a part of this project is everything. It's just so rewarding. And I can't wait to see where this goes. I mean, I am 150% dedicated to making sure that every touch point that I can make, I've touched, and I make sure that the voices are loud to get through to them, that we have the power in us to make our dreams come true. And I'm so excited to be a part of all of this. I'll say just the teacher, but not really. It's just, there's such a big responsibility. I'm an educator by day, so I teach middle school. All of my college time, I was in marketing and communications, public relations, and I wasn't sure if I wanted to have a family. And that's actually what my story is about. In Women Who Illuminate, I had to, get through some childhood trauma to put myself in the situation where I wanted to bring others into this world. And it was life-changing being a part of that book because I faced my past and I got over that. And I'm just, I can't think of any dream that being a part of that book hasn't helped me fulfill. So I became a #1 bestseller internationally. I mean, that's just right there. Wow. Right. And I know all of you can relate to that. So that's incredible. And I received so many messages from readers, people in my childhood that had no idea what I'd gone through. And then also children that I had worked with. And they said, wow, Mrs. Germano, I had no idea. Like it always seemed like you understood me in such a special way. And now like I know why. And some of those students I had like 10 years prior. So it's incredible to touch so many lives. And I want to keep this ripple effect strong. And that's why being a part of this project it's my heart. I'm like so excited that Dr. Angela thought of us, right? Like I know we all feel this way, but when I received that text, I was like, wait a second, me? Like, are you sure this is meant for me? Like, wow. Like I was just being helpful. And I think that's why we're all here. That's our nature. We just want to help each other. We want to empower each other. We want to lift each other. And we want to make sure the ripple effect is strong and it just keeps on flowing and flowing and flowing. So Thank you. My heart is overflowing with gratitude to be a part of this project.
Yes. And I feel the same about all of you, and including Michelle and our two new friends that looks like Ellen and Jody brought on screen a little bit. I see a kitty and I see So
I got one back here too.
It's so important, especially what you said, Angela. It's the ripple effect. And I knew that I wanted to do more, but at some point I realized I could not do it alone. And it was just that quiet voice inside me that said, look at the women that have, without me even knowing, that somehow touched you, that you decided to support this film. And so that voice told me that I needed to pull all of you into this project if I wanted to take it to the next level, because it's a message that resonates with all of us, and we realize that, you know, more people need to hear that message. So I am internally grateful from the bottom of my heart. I will also send my thanks from the creative producer and the director of photography as well, Dave and John. We are so happy to have you on this team because, you know, I'm doing this backwards here. Normally PBS is the last step, and it's a wonderful step. But now that I did it, we created it just for PBS. We need to go back and redo this so that we can get it out into theaters and into different people who are doing events and conventions and things like that, and film festivals. And so now we kind of have to go back to the drawing board a little bit. So having you there and believing in me before I even had a plan, you just don't know what that means to me, because it takes faith to follow someone who's in the middle of a plan and still trying to figure it out. So I love it that I have you sisters as my support, and that you are just there to help me in any way as we move to the next level. Thank you.
Absolutely. Thank you, Angela.
Thank you.
So before we end our Facebook Live, and thank you so much for going over with me today. Oh, we lost Denise for a little bit, so she might come back. So she comes back, I'll add her to the stream. But before we move on to the from our Facebook Live today, I am starting another campaign to get people who might want to join and be part of this. Do you have any advice to anybody who's thinking about, because like even Denise says, she has to take some time to think about it. Someone who might be thinking about they want to be part of what we're all doing, and maybe there's something you can share with them, maybe personally or advice to help them think about joining all of us as we take this documentary to the next level.
Okay. Absolutely.
Oh my goodness, Angela, you brought someone too.
I know. You know, I'm up here at mom. Okay, Keto.
Oh, how beautiful.
That's awesome.
What I would say, Dr. Angela, is that this is such a community. You know, they say it takes a village to raise a child, right? Mm-hmm. But I feel like this is such a community, such a caring, compassionate community. And in all the troubled times that we are dealing with, you know, with COVID and whatever else that people may have been going through even before COVID, but now everything is so much more exponentially, right, of a challenge for so many people. But I guess what I would want people to know is that there is a supportive community here, and that collectively, through this film, we can help, we can support anyone who wants to be supported, but also individually. There's so much that everyone that's on this call today and part of this community can do to help anybody who wants it. They just need to reach out to us. We're here, we're available, we're open, and that anyone who wants to support is only just going to help to make that community stronger, that village support stronger, and that ripple effect bigger and stronger.
Mm-hmm. I know. Yeah, I think we have a bunch of key words out of that. We have ripple effect, we have community. Jody.
So one of the biggest things that I hear from people all the time is, oh, I could never. You can. And your story matters. Like you were put through all of these things in your life, and you matter. You so matter. Like I want to cry because so many people don't realize how much they matter, right? So if you share your story, and even if you reach one person, you change that one person's life. So by all of us getting together and creating, again, the ripple effect, the community, there's no imposters in here, right? So don't even that BS. Can I swear on Facebook? That bullshit. The imposter syndrome is BS, right? Because you matter. We all put our pants on the same way, one leg at a time, you know? So it doesn't matter if you have a degree or you don't have a degree or what your background is or where you came from, any of that, you matter. And so you just have to take yourself in the proximity of people who are going to build you up. And that's this group. You know, if you can't physically be with us, then get on these things with us. Listen to the shows. Like, it's all what you're feeding your soul in, and this community feeds the soul. Okay, I'm off my soapbox.
Yep.
I love
Permission
that.
granted, right?
Yes.
Like Patty would say, permission
Exactly.
granted, right?
Because giving ourselves permission, and which is exactly what all of you did when you jumped on this project. You gave yourself permission to do something. And I know even with my conversations with Angela Germano, she has so many gifts and talents, and she loves this industry. And I mean, she granted herself permission to say, you know, I could be part of this. Well, yes, she can be part of it because you can have a vision and a desire. And it is a documentary, but this documentary is a lot more. It's there to change lives. And I think that's why it pulls us all into it. So Denise, we were just saying one final thought for people to get them off the fence, to join our movement to the next level. I have information at the bottom of the screen there. And I know you say you take a little bit to think about things, and there might be people out there today that's thinking about how it sounds great, but I don't know. What would you tell them?
I would tell them that this work helps you reframe your self-talk, which helps you rewire your brain to the positivity, because we have a lot of negativity that comes naturally from our subconscious. Like 80% of our thoughts we have every day are negative, just to keep us protected. And so we have to be aware of strategies that we can use to pull ourselves up. And we need it now, Angela, more than ever. What you're doing right now, this is probably the most important thing that could be being put out to people right now. Is about this documentary.
Thank you. Well, ladies, thank you so much. Thank you so much for answering the call to be associate producers. We're so honored, so blessed, and you lift me up every day by just your ideas and what you're bringing to the table. So I know this next level is Angela Cockrell told you a little bit about Rosie, and Rosie will always be in my heart, but I can even see this documentary surpassing what Rosie has done. And I'm so glad to be able to do that with all of you ladies, including Michelle, who's taking her Reiki class. So it's really wonderful too. So ladies, have a wonderful Saturday. Your pets, show your pets. I see.
Oh yeah.
Ellen, what happened to Kitty?
Oh, Kitty went away, but I'm surprised
Okay.
that my puppy hasn't shown up here.
You know what? And I'm hoping because after we edit this, we will be going into theaters and film festivals. So can we do another Facebook Live? When we get ready to that? Okay.
Absolutely.
So ladies, love you and have a wonderful weekend.
Thank
Bye.
you.
Bye. Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Love you all.
Thanks.
Thank you.
See ya.
Bye.